Brilliant person, what are you doing? How are you? Today I would like to present a few solutions meant to ease the entry into nursery or kindergarten, a time that is for both adults and children a very emotionally charged period of separation, full of challenges on all levels. Hi, welcome or welcome back. My name is Luana Kadar. I am a trainer and personal development counselor. On this channel, I share with you the way in which to build the life you want. If you want to learn more about how to improve your quality of life, achieving your personal aspirations and dreams, then I invite you to subscribe to this channel. I post a new video every Friday. You can also click the bell in order to receive notifications every time I upload a new video. I was saying that today I am answering the questions: how do I help my child adapt to nursery or kindergarten? I want to tell you that I have had the privilege as a preschool teacher to assist dozens of families in their kindergarten integration process. For some families, the process has been smooth and short. For others, the process has been difficult, challenging, and took longer. For an even smaller number of families, it was sometimes necessary to postpone the child integration into kindergarten. For example, because the little ones were less than 2 years old and experienced extreme anxiety when being separated from their parents, or the children showed other behaviors that signaled that they did not feel comfortable in that new environment. It is certain that each integration process in kindergarten is unique for each child and family, and facilitating this process depends on the child, the parents, and the teacher. The moment of integration into kindergarten is part of the child's first social experiences. With kindergarten, all the child's horizons broaden. Everything is new. New toys, new people, and new children to whom they have to adapt without the presence of the main attachment figures, mom and dad. Therefore, this moment is particularly sensitive for the child, but also for the parents, and needs to be approached with a lot of delicacy, support, attention, and affection. Any beginning and any confrontation with the unknown implies fear and anxiety. It is natural that at the beginning of the settling in period, the child suffers. It is only as he becomes more familiar with the group, the teacher, the routines, the child will experience positive emotions. Regardless of the child's age, the joy of going to kindergarten will be preceded by the despair of separation from the parent. Before they grow to love the experience of being part of the community, it is often a painful break. If the child is very attached to the parent and refuses to approach other people, adapting to a large group of noisy and energetic children will prove to be difficult. Age has the advantage of developing the nervous system enough to allow the child to understand that he will not be abandoned. It is believed that from the age of 3, the child is old enough to understand, cooperate, and enjoy the experience of socializing. The younger the child is, the harder it will be to say goodbye in the morning, and the longer it will take to get used to new people and group routines. The toddler will cry inconsolably for longer, and the teacher's attempts to soothe him will often be in vain. He doesn't know how to express his feelings, nor does he know what would help him in a difficult moment. I recommend that you consider increasing your child's degree for autonomy. For example, teach the child to express his needs, to accept the bib, to feed himself using a spoon, to put on shoes, etc. Early socialization is also an advantage for any child. Use your own example to help him connect with new people. When out for a walk, show him how to get to know another child. Hi, we'd love to be friends. Do you want us to play with you? Look, we have a doll, a car, a pony, and a pram. Would you like to take them all for a walk, then feed them? Take him confidently to nursery or kindergarten and don't show him that you regret this decision. Try to encourage him and let him know that he will eventually come to feel that he is having fun. If you, as a parent, are also suffering, you will be giving your child negative feelings. It is important that your little one feels security and firmness in your voice and attitude, combined with gentleness and empathy. Sudden accommodation is not recommended. The child needs shorter experiences to understand that he will not be abandoned. I recommend gradual accommodation as far as possible. Start with short periods of 1 hour, then 2, then 3 hours. Then, if you have enrolled him in an extended day kindergarten, take your child after lunch before bedtime. If you leave him 8 hours from the first day, it will be a particularly stressful time for everyone. The fear of abandonment is very intense, and if stress can be avoided, why overly traumatize the child? Better yet, consider the following key points. 1. In order to validate your child's feelings, you can say, "I know this is hard for you." 2. Manifest yourself physically, verbalizing the action. Now we're hugging, kissing, and caressing. It would be advisable for this ritual to be one already used in other situations in which you said goodbye to the child, so that he can assimilate it into a natural behavior with which he is familiar. 3. Repeat briefly the situation discussed in detail beforehand. Now I go to my job and you stay at your job. 4. Reinforce the idea of safety. You'll be safe here with the teacher and the children. 5. Assure him resolutely that you will return by giving him a time frame. I'll be back at lunchtime after you've finished eating. 6. Emphasize your unconditional love. I love you very much. 7. Reinforce the sure promise. Remember, Mom, Dad always comes back. After you've said your goodbyes, leave and don't come back out of the way, otherwise you prolong the child's torment. It is very harmful lying to the child and sneaking, hiding from the child. This leads to the loss of the child's long-term parental trust. As far as you can, choose a kindergarten that offers a gradual accommodation program. If the chosen institution will allow you to join him in the activity room, I do not recommend accompanying your child for more than a few days. It is important to respect the activities of groups of children, as the purpose of accompanying the child is to familiarize him with the context of the kindergarten, not to interrupt the activities of other children. There are cases where the parents stayed for 1 month with the child in the group. Then it all started from the beginning, the same difficult separation, because the child associated the whole experience with the presence of the parent. The goal is gradual separation with exits and returns, is to reinforce the idea that you leave and return each time. For example, on the first day of nursery or kindergarten, join your child in the group and stay with him for 20 minutes, after which you warn him that you are going out to the toilet or that you need to make a phone call and come back quickly. By going out and coming in, the child's subconscious associates your absence with your return. This is exactly exactly the purpose of the initial phase. Separation from the child should take between 5 and 10 minutes. Prolonging the time can lead to increased agony through displays of dysfunctional behaviors, fussing, crying intensely, threats, aggression, to persuade you to stay with him or go home together. If that happens and you choose to take him home, you automatically set a precedent, and the next time the child will get even nastier, even from the nursery door, wanting to look extremely convincing to make you take him home again because he saw those behaviors pay off the first time. Try not to get angry or yell at him. In this situation, show calmness and try to tell him how nice it will be to play with children, new toys, and a nice lady. Remember, you don't have to get mad at him, it's normal. Next topic: what helps the child in the process of adaptation to the nursery kindergarten? 1. Keeping the focus in difficult moments on the reasons that led you to choose that nursery. 2. Accompanying the child to the teacher's arms as long as the child wants this, or accompanying the child as close to the teachers as possible. Reassuring the child by the parents of their trust in the nursery and the childminder who will look after him during his time in the nursery. 3. Allowing the child to bring a transitional object to kindergarten. A transitional object is an object that is emotionally invested by the child: blanket, bottle, toy, family photo, etc. Its use connects the home with the nursery and gives the child emotional comfort, keeping him connected to what is familiar during the day in nursery. 4. Minimal support to encourage personal autonomy of the child by the teacher in undressing, dressing, and untying, tying the shoelaces and placing personal items in the child's personal locker. 5. Support from the teaching staff. The teacher could say to the child, for example, "I am here with you to look after you and play with you. Mom and Dad are at work and I am sure that they are thinking of you because they love you very much and can't wait to pick you up. We are playing with the children now, and later your parents will come for you and you will go home. I know you miss Mom and Dad, and I know they miss you too, and they will pick you up immediately after lunch, after sleep. It's okay to miss Mom and Dad. It's okay to cry. You can cry in my arms. I can see you are sad. What can I do to make you feel better? I'm here to play with you," etc. In other words, both you and the teacher validate the child's feelings by accepting crying as a normal, natural, and healing reaction. We are talking about an emotional manifestation that must be accepted and respected as part of a child's developmental process, which ultimately leads to progress. It's okay to cry. You are allowed to cry. I'm sorry you feel so sad. I'm here to help you. Soon you will feel better. I trust you. You can cry in my arms. 6. Telling in the most beautiful colors the story of the day he will spend at the kindergarten, about the teachers, children, games, toys, etc. 7. Choice of kindergarten. When you, as a parent, find that kindergarten enjoyable, you pass this on to your child. Your attitude matters a lot. As a parent, you will pass on all your feelings to your child. If you feel nervous, he will feel the same emotion. If you choose to look at the situation with confidence, your child will also be much calmer. Even if the little one cries and protests, every morning, try to keep calm, explaining that nothing bad can happen to him. I was saying that the separation from your little one should not be too long because you will make him not want to stay without you, and I tell you, he will think that you are doubting this decision too. And when you pick up your little one from nursery or kindergarten, adopt relaxed, authentic attitude, showing that you feel no guilt about the choice you have made. Ask your child what it was like, if he made new friends, what games he liked, what toys he played with. Encourage him to tell you about it. Next topic: what does not help the child in the process of adapting to nursery, kindergarten? 1. Avoid skipping the preparation stage. A child who hasn't been told about the start of going to nursery, kindergarten will be doubly upset. Firstly, by the separation and adapting to the new environment, and secondly, because he does not know what to expect. Talk to your child about the nursery or kindergarten, even if his verbal language is not very developed. He understands more than you can imagine. Talk to him in his own words about the new program and routines, the reason for starting nursery, kindergarten. Flip through or read him books on the subject of nursery. Play symbolic games with toy cars or dolls to empathize with the characters. When they know what to expect, children feel more secure. 2. Avoid leaving him in another environment with strangers or unfamiliar people for adaptation. Children do not get used to separation, but manage to transfer their attachment and trust to another adult who can look after them while their primary cares are away. If you have never been separated before, in order to get him used to your departures and returns, leave him for short periods of time with your partner or a grandmother he knows and loves. Play dates or visits to parks are enough to get him used to children. 3. Don't lie or avoid the truth. Such statements are not true, at least at a first stage. There you will find the most beautiful place. There they will all be your super friends. There you will feel great. Initially, your child will experience the sadness of separation, and the routines are new to him. When you present things to him this way, your child may lose confidence in you. Use descriptions that reflect the reality as accurately as possible, emphasizing the positive aspects. You may feel sad when mommy leaves, but the lady will comfort you. Then you can sing a song together or play. I can't wait for you to teach me new games. I wonder how many fun things you'll do. 4. Avoid sneaking out at all costs. You may be protecting yourself from the sadness, disappointment, shame, or anger that your child's tears cause you, but you will be adding to this fear of separation and the unknown and the fear of abandonment. Not knowing when you will disappear again, he will cling desperately to you and live in constant fear that you might disappear. Under this condition, adaptation will be more difficult and take longer. Better apply a goodbye ritual like the one I've presented, or customize it to be effective. As I have already said, avoid prolonging the breakup. Endless number of kisses and hugs coming back again and again when he cries teaches your child to use crying as a strategy to keep you close and prolongs his grief. Instead, give him a kiss on the hand that he can place on his cheek when he misses you, and leave at the end of the goodbye ritual smiling and waving. 5. Avoid being late. Even if he doesn't know the time, Your child has an internal clock that tells him when you should arrive. If you don't arrive on time, he'll be afraid that you've abandoned him and may be left with a feeling of mistrust. Be punctual, especially during the settling in period. 6. Avoid offering rewards, otherwise he will end up asking you for incentives in order to do things that need to be done. What do you offer me to, or what do I get if I, will become indispensable expressions. Instead of material incentives, rewards, rather spend quality time together after you pick him up from nursery, kindergarten. He will really need this time spent together to show you what emotions he has gathered during the day to get closer to you and feel you are there for him. 7. Avoid blackmail, including emotional, shaming, comparisons, conditioning, or threats. Here are some examples. When you blackmail and condition him: we won't go to the park if you cry. I'll get upset if you cry. When you shame and compare: you're a baby. Only babies cry. Look, the little girl is younger than you and she doesn't cry. When you threaten: if you don't stop crying, I leave you here so you have something to cry about. By behaving this way, your child can learn to hold back tears. At the same time, he can learn other things you probably don't want him to learn. That he is alone with his fear and sadness. That he has to take care of your emotions. That he can't rely on you to be there for him. That he is not good enough. That you admire anyone more than him. That only if he does what he is told is he worthy of your love. That he is afraid of you. In addition, his fear of all that this new situation means will only grow. Feeling abandoned, he will find unhealthy strategies to manage his emotions, which will then erupt into unwanted behaviors: aggression, shyness, social withdrawal, avoidance, anxiety, etc. Tell your child clearly and firmly what is going to happen with gentleness and understanding for the difficulties he is going through. Learn to manage your own emotions so that you can be there to support him. Enrolling the child in nursery or kindergarten is a big chance for both him and parents. And change often causes tension. Adapting to nursery or kindergarten is a transition period that radically changes the dynamics of the whole family, and most of the time this change in routine is demanding for all the parties involved. I am curious, what was the period of adaptation to nursery and kindergarten like for you, for your parents? If the information I provided was interesting and useful, I invite you to like and share this video with your friends. I am convinced that it will be useful to some. Join the list of subscribers. Click the bell in order to receive notifications every time I upload a new video on this channel, where you find sources of inspiration if you are facing unhappiness, unfulfillment, or you have difficulties in adapting or feel a strong desire for change, maturation, and personal development. We meet every Friday with new topics to help you build the life you want, overcome barriers, identify and develop your talents and skills. Until next time, I wish you to live, not just exist. With thanks and gratitude, Luana Kadar.